Are you ready to transform your wrestling? In this video, I'm going to break down 3 techniques from the 2024 Olympics that allowed Japan to dominate their competition. Let's go. Number 1, a double leg to tight waist go behind transition. You'll notice in this first sequence, Rei Higuchi of Japan is tied up with the United States' Spencer Lee in the opposite stance. Rei taps Lee's lead shoulder 3 times, baiting the tie-up. Even though Lee doesn't take the bait on the 3rd tap, Rei shoots a double leg. Because Lee didn't take the bait, he's initially able to secure a shallow underhook and square up to sprawl. Lee focuses on getting as much weight on Rei's head as possible to collapse his posture and the integrity of his double leg position by getting heavy on his left hip. Instead of fighting this though, check out what Rei does. He shucks his head out of the way and begins to run his feet around the corner. Once he has enough of an angle and a tight enough body position that Lee can't swim his arm out to re-secure the underhook, he releases his outside grip and transitions to the tight waist, continuing the angle. Rei's ability to adapt to Lee's defenses here during the scramble though are what ultimately allow him to get the takedown. Once Rei is able to get the go behind, Lee's able to use the brief moment of space created to pivot and face Rei. Rei makes the immediate adjustment, knee sliding to trip Lee over his trapped leg. Lee is able to post and jump his hips to the opposite side, but Rei immediately unlocks his body lock and is able to trap Lee's arm. He takes him directly toward the trapped hand on too much of an angle for Lee to step his leg up and stop the roll, and captures the takedown. Number 2, the low single with a finish out the back door. In the 65 kilogram finals between Kyuka Kotaro and Roman Amazad Khalili, Kotaro begins by shooting a low single that begins as a misdirection. You can see here that his elbows flared and his head's much more neutral than would be expected on a typical low single. This leads Roman to read it as a potential low double, which you can see he reacts to by stepping his lead leg back. Rather than taking his head to the knee though, Kotaro goes straight for the backdoor finish, swiveling his head underneath and behind Roman's knee. As he lifts, notice Roman begins looking to control an ankle. With one ankle trapped, Kotaro steps the opposite leg up, preventing Roman from taking the full double ankle defense position. One of the keys about tying up the ankles as a defense to the opponent popping out the back door is that you want to have the ankle trapped on the opposite side you end up falling to when the opponent passes to one side or the other. Kotaro prevents a potential counter by forcing Roman to the side he has trapped. Although at first Roman doesn't give up the leg, which you can expect from your opponents as well, at best he's in a position to stall. You're in a much more advantageous position to finish. We can see this as Kotaro is able to kick out and get completely behind for the takedown. Number 3, the misdirection low single. In the 74 kilogram semifinals between Daichi Takatani and Kyle Dake, the first thing we notice is that both wrestlers are in an opposite or open stance scenario. Dake's making sure to keep his lead hand low, making contact first with his backhand, as the lead leg is most vulnerable to the single in an open stance matchup. As they break contact, there's a significant detail I want you to pay attention to. As Dake circles counterclockwise, notice he crosses his left foot over his right, briefly making this a same or closed stance scenario. Takatani capitalizes on this moment to take the shot. We've talked about telegraphing before, but there are 2 elements we need to note. The first is that he completely sells the shot to Dake's left leg. He does this by flaring his elbow on that side and moving in a direct line toward that leg until the very last second. The second piece to this is the last moment direction change, which he achieves from the get-go by making sure that his push foot is far enough outside to propel him to the opposite leg. He combines this by planting his right hand, which also assists in the direction change. These 2 things combined completely disguise the shot and cause Dake to step the lead leg back, forcing the opening on the opposite leg. Dake immediately looks for the chest wrap, but just like Kotaro did, Takatani goes straight underneath looking for the backdoor finish. His head position allows him to counterbalance and prevent Dake from lifting him long enough to knee slide under and elevate him. Dake goes for the same double ankle defense we saw from Roman, but he's able to capture both ankles. You can see because Takatani has Dake's right leg trapped, Dake tries to kick to fall off to that side, but is unable to. In order to free his ankles, Takatani kicks and extends his hips backwards to force Dake over his back. Notice the second Dake releases the ankle in order to post, Takatani reacts in a split second to turn the opposite direction, preventing Dake from having outside ankle control. As Takatani scrambles up to fight for the takedown, Dake's able to lock a last-minute chest wrap and pop Takatani through using his leg for assistance. Dake gets 2 for the exposure, but because Takatani holds onto the leg and is able to scramble to get his hips higher than Dake's hips first, he comes out on top and gets the takedown. That's all for this one, guys. If you took something away from this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss my future uploads. If there's something you want me to cover in the future, drop me a line below in the comments and let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. As always, thanks for watching and good luck training.